Good morning. Good morning to all the listeners and the learners. I am BISWAS, Academic Counselor of IGNOU. So today our course is MMPH007, that is Compensation and Rewards Management. Today we have to cover up the block number 4, that is block number 4, that is rewards management. So within this reward management, this block, particular block number 4, it contains 3 units, unit 11, 12 and 13. So unit number 11 is reward systems, where we have to discuss what are the systems are there, why basically they needed, the reward systems or basically the need for these things, apart from the what are the remuneration of the package, what are the compensation packages. So above all, to see the why the reward system is required more, then you have to see the unit number 12, the incentives and the schemes to motivate the employees. There are productive link, bonus, etc. The incentives, that schemes are there, different schemes. Or then unit number 13, we have to discuss the allowances, different allowances, HRA, LTC, leave travel concessions, children educations, and others perquisites for the car maintenance or other things, holiday visit, and then what are the benefits. Basically, altogether, the reward management basically for the welfare of the employees. So now we can now see the step by steps. So now first we have to discuss about the unit number 11. Now we have to see the need, basically why the your system is need. As I say, because the changes in the job situations, because in any, as you know, there are a lot of changes going on environmentally, economically, and the global scenario. There, it will affect the employees also as well. And the raising of the prices, basic wages, whatever the basic salaries and the DNS allowance, altogether it may not be sufficient, it may not be the adequate for the survival purposes. So it has to be provided some additional money so that they can, in order to survive or in order to live with the family happily, so they can boost up the things. So now here we have to discuss the type of the allowances and the fringe benefits, which are also a part of the reward management. In total compensation package, so that it should be adequate for the employees and they can fulfill their needs. Lot of studies has been carried out by the industrial engineers along with the other experts also. And finally, they have adopted some of the ways, basically, how to compensate what are the losses of the real income because of the increase of the cost of living due to increase of prices. So they are introducing some of the packages, some of the allowances or some of the things, so that it can compensate the cost of living. Now the systems of the payments of the dearness allowances. The system of payment of dearness allowances are mainly classified into two categories. One is a non-linked to the consumer price index. In short, we are saying the CPI, because it is a lot of index list are there based on the price list. They have to decide the points, basically in the points. So that point indicates the how much the inflation or whatever the price rise are there. So to compensate the things, based on this CPI, some formula and calculation is there. Accordingly, the companies are uh, enhance their DA or enhance their payments. So that when we are considering based on the CPI index, so that is we can say uh, not linked with the CPI. So we will say that is a non-linked with CPI. Linked payment basically that's based on the CPI. So which are the formulated and tabulated that measurements has been given by the government based on the CPI. If you follow the CPI, then we can say it is a linked. The things are linked, and those are some of the components that they are not following the CPI. In that case, we can say it is a non-linked. So there are two types. Again, in the non-linked consumer price number, that case is a flat rate. There is no levelized, no categories, no amount are fixed. It is just like a flat rate. And another is your graduated skills sometimes, because those who are in the officer grade, they may give some of the amount. Those who are in the supervisor grade, they are giving the pro rata basis, and finally the work. So depending on the salaries categories, they are scaling the things. In case of linked customer price index, the prevalent practices of the paying the dearness allowance, the reward systems. The payment of dearness allowance basically for the central government employees is based on the recommendation by the pay commissions, because the pay commissions are deciding how much DA has to be increased, 4%, 3%, whatever it is. Again, it is depending on the CPI figures and other conditions. They have to measure it, and finally, the recommendation. The commission will give a recommendation. Okay, this much percentage can be raised based on the existing DAs. Now, another things are HR, that is your house rent allowance. In short, we can say that is the HRA. It is a common organization set in the various types of the location, based on the location wise, the urban centers, on the metros, different price escalation based on this. They have to decide how much HRA should be there. Some of the prime centers, some of the. So, for example, I can say, or most of the PSUs, publicity companies, the NTPC, Power Grid, and other Indian Oil, they are deciding those are the metros. Metros basically the Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, Bangalore. These are the cities, metro cities. They are giving some amount. Suppose, for example, 30% of the basic or something. Let it be 20,000 HR. But in case of same employee, same organizations, he is posted in a urban, not in metros. That case it will be 80% of the HRA will be sanctioned. So it is depends on the type of locations where the it is industrial belt or not. So depending on this thing, housing can be allowed a reasonable rate. Liftable allowance LTA, again LTA is also like this. There are some of the notes are there. Hometown visit yearly, or maybe the all India tour with families. So something are the formula is there. The formulated is there. So employees while they're working for the get an opportunity to visit the different places for rejuvenate the from the health point of view, from the peace, from the family benefits. So that's why the LTC allowances are um, provided, so that the employee can be happily take the leave away from the office, and they can enjoy the uh, life for a few times, maybe 10 days, 15 days, like this. So this they can spend sometimes along with the families. Basically, idea is so that they can feel relaxed and re-energized, or you can say the recharge. That is the way, and again they can come back in the office and perform their duties. Then washing allowance is also given most of the factories and the industries areas where the dust is there. Frequently, the dresses are um, uh, not cleaned at all. I mean, from the hygienic point of view, from the health point of view, so organization has to see the health of the um, employees, so that there are, because different type of disease are there. So to avoid these things, so they can have a washing allowance also can be permitted, so that they can wash their clothes, and they can come in a official atmosphere, and it will not spread the diseases, whatever the things. So because the dress is very important. So even some of the organizations are providing the organizational duty uniforms are also provided. So it is a norm are there. So you have to wear these dresses. Maybe two dresses are given, two set of dresses, so that you can wash once again, another one, and I can do these things. Conveyance allowance, another part of your reward systems. Conveyance allowance, because so that they can reach conveniently. More other some of the factories, they have provided the bus also. I mean, some luxurious bus is there, very good conditions bus, so that they can some pick up the employees from the some of the locations, some of the prime locations where most of the employees are staying nearby. They can spot it, some of the area, and they can come and pick up, and certain time that bus can be reaching the factory. So that way it can be smooth functioning, for the smooth and efficient functioning purposes, so that in time the employees can come, or otherwise for the motivation purposes, or some of the allowances are given, so that they can come by taxi or autos or Ola or something means. So should not spend more money. So company are providing some of the convenience allowances, so that they can reach in the workplace in time. Shift allowance is also, because most of the production areas, factories are shifting shift wise. The maximum rule is that three shifts are advisable, because the 6 to 2 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. and 10 p.m. to early morning 6 a.m. There are three shifts are there, and it will be in rotation basis, so that everybody should feel happy. Okay, night duty. Otherwise, it will be create some of the stress and conflict will start. So that's why it will be some equally and so rotated and balance among the employees. So it implies that all employees will get the rotation duties at night shift equally. So there will be no dispute, I mean, uh, conflict will not start. Cash handling allowances, as you know, the cash handling is very responsible jobs, because sometimes the notes are not tiered notes are there, and maybe mistakes are error will, which are probability is there. So currencies, coins, the various denominations are there. So at the time of counting, there are chances of losing the things. So cash handling correctly is very challenging jobs. So there are some genuine errors that there should be there. Most of the cases. So that less money, sometimes they can receive the less money, pay more money sometimes during the cash handling, and also receive the bad currencies and the coins also, bad shape rupees. So that's why some allowances are given, so that they can be compensate the things. Uh, or they should be more responsible about these things. Should not feel I'm doing such a job, there's no motivation, no allowances. So to create some of the motivations, basically, so we give some cash handling allowances. Again, the cash handling allowances are also basically again is a rotational type because of the same person. I think you might have seen in the bank also the cashiers are changing sometimes. Maybe 6 months one of the cash sections are there, then again the new persons are coming. So it is a rotation basis should be there so that everybody has set up a same equal opportunity uh, to get the cash handling allowance also. Now, lunch allowance and the dinner allowance of some of the companies are given. Those are the shifting systems are there. Employee cannot go outside or cannot go to the home for dinner. So that's why some allowance should be there. They can have a purchase or they can uh, through this online they can purchase. And most of the BPOs are like this. There are time of night shifts are there, so they can during the duty period they can purchase some of the things. Or not to go away from the workplace. This idea is not to go to from the workplace. Or canteen arrangement should be there. So lunch or dinner period or must lunch dinner allowances are given. This is the concept of basically idea. So that reduce the time. Education allowance is also another part is there. Is the package more attractive to educate their children so that another idea to retain the employees. There's another concept is if we get a given more and more reward systems, so the employee are reluctant to go from the other company. They are feeling okay, this is a good company. I am paying everything. The company is looking my family also. Families also look after my children also. They are giving us a lot of allowances. So he feel good and he can productivity will be increased at the same time. Retention of the employees also will be there. So that is the another the concept of basically these things. Then underground allowances also most of the mines they are going in the below the earth. So definitely there's some challenging and strenuous jobs or risky job is there. So that should be some of the allowances. Outstation allowances also if you post it in hill areas or some of the uh, I mean some of the not away from the cities, basically away from the cities where the thing. So that's the case you have to give it some of the outstation duties also. So allowances will be there. Now your servant allowances. Most of the executive peoples they don't have much time, so their mind shouldn't be relaxed mind and free from the household duties. So they are providing the servant also. They can instruct the some of the persons servant, you okay please make a tea for me or give a glass of water or some food or you can go to the market to purchase something. So that is the way it's provided the servant so that he can uh, full time he can devote his duties basically and he can think throughout the day on the betterment of the organizations and other works. So most of the executives are the higher levels people in the company, directors and others, the chairman or maybe the senior persons they are getting the servant allowances. Or some of the cases the company are providing the driver also. The car driver is also they are appointing some of the drivers for these purposes. Now, social security allowances is also one of the aspects is there to protect the themselves. Some of the times, our unforeseen situation in life sometimes is coming, so that's why give a some of the scheme are there, the social security schemes, and maybe there are some amount, small amount, as the insurance scheme is also there, so that if any situations that insurance company company organization are tied up with some of the insurance company and minimum premiums of the organization side are provided to the insurance companies so that if any eventuality that employees can be survive, so that the employees did not to pay the full amount of things. That way, the protection, this is basically some of the protections of the health from the health point of view. So social security allowance is also very important. City compensatory allowance is also CCA, because in this case again, if is some of the inflations or some of the price increase are there, or maybe the cost of living is higher. So in that case, some city allowances are also given, because there is a particular, for example, Bombay, Delhi, they are costly cities as far as compared to the other cities. So that case, company are providing, if you are posted in Bombay or if you are posted in Delhi, so you will get some additional city compensatory allowances. So it is a again altogether the idea is smooth functioning, motivations of the pupils, of the employee, and they can give a respect to the organizations, and their productivity cannot be deteriorated. So overtime allowance is also there. However, the overtime should not be encouraged. The things, it is not a good practices. But sometimes the situation like this, the type of nature of work is like this. You have a huge order, or maybe the project is time bound. So maybe you require some of the overtime allowances are required. So you cannot in one night you cannot recruit the people's. Uh, 50, 100 or 200 employees, you cannot. Maybe you require coming 6, 7 months, some of the project is there. And after the finish of the project, it may not be required this much of employees or workers. So that's why to avoid the further recruitment, company are sometimes offering the allowances for overtime in case of to put some another effort 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. If we uh, things, then in that case the norm is you have to put it double the ordinary rate of wages. For example, suppose the 8 hours, particularly normally 8 hours, or if you calculate the 1 hour, suppose for example for 1 hour for 200 rupees, for example, if you calculate these things, the daily wages. So if you what time, in that case it will be per hour 400 rupees per hour overtimes. So this is the way the calculations are things. But again, it is a negotiable whatever allowances. A French benefit is also important. They are giving the for the restructuring at the time of pay restructuring. So French benefits are provided for the just holiday homes, because the employees awarded for the holiday trip, and for there and for the some of the places provided excellent opportunity to relax there with his family, maybe the Haridwar or maybe the Shimla, some winter locations where the really you can get some peace or free from the and the other things noises, so that you can have a uh, relax with his families. So holiday homes are provided the company, and employee can go there and enjoy it for some times. Medical facilities. That is one of the after the post-COVID sessions. Most of the organizations are very much alive with these things, medical facilities, so that it can be uh, strengthened more. What about the medical facilities there? Now, lot of things are included. Corona and other things are also there for so that employee can be health can be good, because health is good. The organization's health is also to be improved. So employees' health is very prime duty. Any organizations. So employees' health is very important. So that's why the medical facilities are important, so that they cannot spend more of the money from their hard-earned money to the medical expenses. So that's why the company have provided the facilities. Facilities means, suppose for example, some panel hospitals are there, you know, tied up by the organizations. Okay, you can go there and you can take your treatment. Medicine is also reimbursable. What about you have to purchase the medicines from the based on the subject to the receipt of the medicine purchase receipt invoices, you can get the money also. Or maybe some of the here, there's some location are there, we can take the medicines free. Company will provide locations that way. Maybe some of the uh, locations that slip, you can go there and purchase the, you can take the medicine there. It's a free of cost. That is the way they can fix it. Then subsidized meal, because you, as you know, the meal is very important and protein, some good meals are required. Those who are in the production cells or the worker levels. So whatever they have to eat from the home, it may be not sufficient. So that's why some of the things company are provided, some meal systems, canteen are they are provided so that they can have a minimum amount, whatever the place may be, 20 rupees in this case, company are providing the 30 rupees, 40 rupees, coupon systems are there, or maybe subsidized meal systems are there, so that you can have a good quality and good quantity of foods you can use. So taking the meal from the workplace itself, and this is a two-way benefits are there. One is the company knows what type of food are provided to the employees. Is it protein or carbohydrate, whatever the things are there. And at the same time, time will save and employee will feel happy also. Because maybe a lot of constraints are there in the family or maybe in the home. He may not consume that much of food or something due to any reasons. But in the canteen, when he has come in the official canteen, we definitely will take the full plate or we can enjoy the food also. So there is a lot of psychological things are also there. So that's why it is lot of studies has been done. Finally, it has observed that okay, it should have some meal systems in the organizations, and it is very successful also. Now, car subsidy, then subsidized purchase. I think children's educations, as I say, the loan system should be there. Suppose for persons are transferred from the uh, one place to other place, so that case it will be some problem because that solve is required. Readmissions and getting the seat of the that institutions, so a lot of problems are there. So that case, so keeping in view of the need of the situation, organizations are providing various types of facilities for the education of the employees, children. So maybe they can tie up some of these schools, okay, with the, which our employees will be transferred in different classes, students give us some seat also, or based on this. Maybe sometimes the organizations are giving a donation, although big donations to the particular institutions or schools, so that they can have a reserve for the some of the seats for the transferred employees, children. School are the schools are provided by the company where nominal fees charged. Sometimes the government of the company are also built up within the campus. Some schools also there, and again the subsidized should be there, so to say things. And some companies that give the donation to the some of these schools and reserve for these things for the admission for the, as I say, same thing, the children of the employees of the company. Then provide the scholarships. So those are meritorious students of the employees. Suppose for 10th, in the 10th or 12th, the students are stood stand for the top 10 or something, or good results, basically, meritorious students. So company will provide some scholarships, okay, you can go further studies, company will bear all the money. So employee will feel happy. So these are all together. It win-win situation. Basically, the create some such an environment so that employee feel all angles from the all angles they feel happy. So they not leave the things. Even absenteeism will be less if we provide all the facilities. The company will be obliged and will not take the leave until and unless it is very necessary. So it provides a lump amount and a grant to the employees, enables to send their children from any other place. And that's the one way. Differing at the time of the transferring, the employee will not be unhappy because will be happy because everything will be taken care by the company. Company will provide this schooling, quarters, everything they have to provide before going to the uh, before joining to the 1 month before company can provide everything. So this is the way can do. Now the coming to the unit 2, unit 12, that is your incentive schemes. Where the bonus, the concept of the bonus payment of the workers organizations is actually the earlier it was not there. Basically, people are thinking bonus means some dividend. If we put some money, invest somewhere, we will get some. So that much that is not popular, not familiar also people are like this. But it is even in the it is discontinued in 1923. Then again, the is appointed by the committee and government Maharashtra government, different general styles and the government of the Maharashtra appointed a committee. So let's see how best we can do it. And by finally, it is by the High Court to consider the nature and the basis of the payment of the bonus in the cotton textile industry in Bombay. Then it has started. So as per the government rules, as on date, that is shall be 8.33% of the salary, not be less than these things. And even in the bonus act, it is written everything that 8.33% of the salary or wages, whatever the other things. So like this. So end of the year, when the profit will be there, based on the profit, that percentage or it will be declared. Now, the special provision of the new establishment, the incentive schemes, there are some customary of interim bonus, then deduction from the bonus, time limit for the payment of the bonus, then so many things are there. Some penalty should be there because any incentives are given. Suppose that if throughout the year you have no absent, so definitely it's a good performance. So based on this, you will get a full amount, full amount of bonus will definitely get by the calculation of the accounts. Suppose there are absenteeism, maybe the 3 month, 4 month you have taken leave, whatever that sick leave or whatever, but it is not that productivity are not at par with the things. So that case maybe bonus amount may be reduced. So whatever the things. So that is the way it is calculation so that the real picture should come off. So bonus linked with the productivity. That part is very important. As I say, that is the expenditure from the bonus linked with productivity is production based. If the quarterly, if the production is good or maybe it is some percent is high, so that quarterly basis also you have to get some of the incentives, maybe the type of bonus or incentives. So to motivate the employees, okay, if this quarter maybe the less amount, so you can do it more. Your target, you try to target, fulfill your target so that you can next quarter you can get a more productivity and you get a more bonus, more incentives. This is the way. So now the profit sharing is also a part of your incentive schemes. So what are the profit you can get as a share as a dividend? Suppose in the case of the stock market, you can see the stock options also there. If you have some the company, suppose for example, in particular uh, the particular financial year, the company's profit is maybe 300 crore something. Now distributions, whatever the percentage the employee should get, that some formula again it is based on this formula they will get some of the, and if you have some share of the companies, you have a stock of the companies, you can buy it or you can sell it. Suppose you have 500 share particular of the company, your companies will have a share. So definitely your dividend will be more. So it is a some sort of interest create in the employees so that you can have a buy some of the uh, share or the stock so that you can have a you can earn more apart from your salaries. It is some of the stimulus. So basically, it is uh, for the high performances. So if you get in this month the extra, definitely will be boost up. Your mind will be boost up. Suppose you are getting the monthly salaries your 50,000 altogether, and the particular quarter the company is declared, okay, your dividend will be this much or something apart from your 50,000 salaries. So definitely will be feel some good, your good, your feeling will be good. Okay, that is the extra money I can, you can plan for you or something. Okay, I can provide some of the, I can celebrate the some of the festivals very nicely. I can purchase some of the things, or I can save the money for my future purposes. Or I can. So this is so many ways you can plan that extra money, whatever the things. So it will stimulus basically for the higher performance in order to boost up your mind. So some of the companies gave a stock options for the opportunities. You can buy the stocks and set it up so that you can for the future purposes. So employers offer the stocks to their employees for the several reasons, such as some of the reasons for their attractions, retentions, motivations, so that financially you can participate, the employees can participate in the wealth created through the joint efforts of management and the labor, or the employer and employees. Relation will be also good. You are also a part of the company. You are feeling, I am also a owner of this company if I have a stock. So this is the type of feelings will be there. So it is a joint venture. I mean, jointly have to decide. And some commitment will be there. So all these benefits are there. If in earlier slides, the what are the stock options? So if it is there in the organizations, so definitely the employees will be more attractive. Even in the outside employee, when we apply for this particular these organizations, we will know we can judge the company how best it is from the all angles. So all these things are beneficial basically. Now, your stock options are, I'm just highlighting the some of the important points which I have highlighted. The stock options are become the familiar in view of the following. Why it is more familiar? Because it is a shift from the industry to information revolutions. So, and knowledge workers expect saying the start. Then the giving employees a share is the equity and the profits. These all are the options. Most of the Infosys, your TCS, Wipro, there are a lot of companies they are offering the employees to purchase their stocks itself. And there are also, there are a lot of examples of this. Now, coming to downsizing or your right sizing, whatever that is. In this case, you see, the idea is for the achieving the competitiveness because the situation is like this. The organizations are thinking now the time has come to downsize the company and they cannot further recruit the people. So that case uh, maybe any reasons, maybe the competitions. Again, the one of the things the company are targeting for the achieving the competitiveness. Another things aspect is the optimal utilizations. What are the resources? Their skilled employees are there. They have to utilize in such a way so that nowhere should be left out. I mean, ideally, employ the productivity where the less area. I mean, not production is not much, but even though the employees are very skilled, so point out this area and give us some of the thrust so that so utilization is very important for the so what are the existing resources. So low unit labor cost is very important because in that case you can attract the investment and generating the more jobs. And so this is the way to the reduction of the unemployment and the poverty also. If you generate the fresh fresh job, then it will create a job creation is also there. So most of the companies, one way they are downsizing, and other way you can see the recruitment process is also going on. Most of the ITs and other companies are like this. One the way they are downsizing from the top levels, or where the manager is number of managers more, or maybe they are highly paid employees. They are downsizing that they are cutting these areas. Maybe the two wings, one manager handling the two department. This is the way they have loaded, or skill development scheme they have introduced, and other way they are, and fresh uh, employees they are recruiting. There is some lot of strategies are going on. Things. So this is the things are there. Uh, Now coming to some of the reasons are there. Another reasons, some of the reasons for the downsizing. The external reasons are basically the structure and the other changes in the economy, changes in the ownerships and the control, including the disinvestments, mergers, acquisition, etc. There are a lot of changes of the environment, changes of the technology. So because of lot of reasons, which are the fit for the company are deciding accordingly the downsides. So business process reengineering is another aspect. So reassessment of the managing pattern, maybe the pattern of the managing systems are not good, so they have to change it. That's why maybe sometimes the downsizing is must for that. Work simplifications, maybe the lot of hierarchy are there, so maybe may not be required so much hierarchies. So this is the during by the assessment they can do it. Now, outsourcing is another aspect for the reason for the downsizing, the outsourcing, because most of the things are which are not sufficient, manpower is not there, existing resource employees may not be sufficient, not adequate to do this. So outsourcing are permissible in that case. Information technology is also one way it affect the downsizing because we see the ERP, SAP, it will drastically the digital systems are there and a lot of things, paperless work is going on. So that's why some of the cases the downsizings are required. Chronic sickness, corporate failure, because consecutively 2 3 years the profit is not there, not getting them profit margins. So some of the sickness of the companies are there and the failure consecutively. So downsizings are may not may be required. Automation is another aspect for the routine skills because of the automations drastically it is reduced. The decline of the employees' electricity necessity is also. So lot of the reasons are there. During the exam, you have to explain in this such a way you can highlight some of the things, major and minor reasons you can distribute, you can write in the answer. This is the internal reasons are basically the improper, inadequate human resource planning. Planning is not good because of that. Wrong selections during the recruiting process, you have not recruited the skilled enough, or maybe the experience is not at par with this is your job. So right person, the right jobs like this. Inadequate training is another aspect. So these are all are internal reasons uh, for the your downsizing purposes. Now with the somehow how to measure it, because how to restrict it, because you see the downsizing or whatever the things. Um, as a human ground, it may be job losses are not addressable because it seems to be a creative in mind. Uh, the employees are also unhappy. Sometimes those who are given a 5 years, 7 years job in the company, suddenly they are not getting the job. I mean, okay, your services is no more required in this company. to save these things very hard decisions. So try to restrict the things as much as possible. The downsizing should be minimum. So that's why restriction of the hiring is one of the things. Better what are the existing employees are there? You try to build up, reconstruct the things, and skill developments and other schemes should be introduced so that the productivity can be increased. Uh, don't go for the recruitment like this. So critical skill gaps, which is I'm highlighted the basically the thing, the critical skill gaps at a much later date. So these are some of the things, major service. Apart from this, restriction of hiring for a limited period, then spreading of the reductions over time, uh, that I have to reduce the things. Then internal transfer, the training and development, the training and retraining. And then some voluntary early retirement scheme is also very important. You can put some of the voluntary schemes in the government. The scheme are there 50 and above. You can have a say them as a golden handshake. You can give some enough money and this is the way you can do it. Entrepreneurships are very much important. Innovations, initiatives, new startup, counseling and the outplacement, the reduction of the normal hours. You have to do the thing. Priority of the rehiring. All are the things are there. The way we can survive. Now, voluntary retirement scheme, as I say, the National Renewal Fund is there. From there, you can do it for various systems. As a bank, as you know, the PSUs, lot of banks are given a VRS systems are there. So that is the way you can reduce. I mean, the part of your downsizing basically, you can the people employee can be happily in there before the 10 years complete. 5 years, 10 years services skill that before that you can have it. Sufficient money give them and so that that type of way we can do it. This is one of the way. To downsize the government, sometimes the PSU, it is basically the public sector enterprise that framed guidelines for that. Again, is the part of the BRS. The frameline guideline is there. This much amount, or this is the way you have to give a VRS scheme. You cannot do in your own way. That whatever the scheme you have to approve, you have to put up in the company and the government that this type of VRS scheme I would like to implement in my company. So your approval is required. This is the things. The government will scrutinize the things as per the guideline. They have to see, they have to check all these things. What are the frame, the things it is there. Then they have to sanction the things. Then finally you can implement. After the approval of the government, then you can implement the VRS schemes. Then your VRS open for the employees who have completed 10 years. So some norms are there based on the guidelines. The 10 years service or 40 years service. This is some minimum norms of this. Management of the enterprises has the right to consider any request under the VRS. And terminal benefit, the balance of the provident fund accumulations, then the leave encashment as per the rule, gratuity as per the rule, that everything you have to provide it during the VRS schemes. 1 or 3 months notice may be applicable because so that we can take a service, search for the other service like this. Suppose you are in the panel in the VRS scheme, VRS systems, so maybe your time will come. So within 3 months, he can, if you really continue to service some other company, he can search for that. So that type of notice you have to give. Tomorrow, you cannot say tomorrow, okay, you are under the VRS scheme, So this much amount you take it and go. No, you have to give a proper notice so that he can make up his mind, he can search for the other jobs or whatever they will also feel happy because now they are getting the enough money from this existing company and they can also search for the other company if they wish to work further or maybe they can go for the business, whatever the things. So that period is there. Thank you. Esgratia payment equivalent to 45 days, everything you have to provide it. So as per the BSS scheme, whatever the thing is, the guideline is there, and company has to obey all these things, have to follow these things. So I'm not going in details of the various scheme on these things. These all are in the just some of the clips, important part, the concept, and just try to highlight it so that you can. Further the study material, you can go in details basically. So idea is this: VRS scheme is very good. It is a successful also. Most of the banks they are very successful, and some of the other companies also, Sale and other PSU. It is implemented in public sector undertaking the scheme. They are also successful, and the employees are also very successful because they are getting a one time a good amount of money they are getting. The cost benefit analysis definitely have to there. So what are the costs? Suppose particular one experienced persons, he is leave the 10 years service before he has leaving the things. So their 10 years service salary and whatever the money you are giving right now, that analysis is required because it doesn't mean the money flowing and you are giving the money, but there is no cost benefit analysis. So that's why it is required also. So if you feel, okay, if I implement the various scheme, organization will be benefited, then you go ahead. Otherwise, if you feel the consequences analysis are saying, if you give a various system right now, so it will be lost. Suppose, for example, the skilled people will go so something, then you cannot train the people accordingly. So everything are very minutely, very meticulously you have to calculate it and see the analysis part. What are the outcomes of the analysis? Then only you are going to go for the various schemes. So that is the idea. So what are the costs and the benefits of the scheme? Individual employees concerned. That you have to answer things. That's why it is a question marks. So to analysis is what are the costs and benefits, if any, to the society also. So a company introduces the VRS with a view to reduce its surplus level. So that is the view. If that purpose is not, it is diluting. When basically the purpose is not survived. So don't go for the VRS. You can hold for some times. Now the retrenchments. Again, there's some rules are there. 15 days salary you have to give it at least. And employees more than 100% cannot be retrenched the employees without giving without giving a prior notice. There are some of the rules. You have to give a notice, consultation with the employees and the union also. And then paying the compensation, you have to, because the consultation with the union is very much required, because you have to justify what the for. The union has to be convinced. Then only you can go for this. So paying the compensation under the law, because union okay, they are agreed. Okay, from the overall situation, the company is in a very tight condition because the company cannot survive. Everybody will suffer. So okay, some retrenchment is required. Okay, no problem. But provided, what are the compensation paying you are giving? So they can give a question marks. As per the law, what are the things you have to give? So some negotiation part will be there. So obtaining the prior permissions of the appropriate government is also. So retrenchment is not a very easy job. As organizations, you have to convince, you have to sit together with the unions. First steps, union are agreed or not. What are the Then finally, you have to approach the government also. You have to intimate to the government that appropriate governments and their permission is required prior, then only you can go for the retrenchments. Then cost and benefits of the uh, employees, the high skilled, high performance VRS is golden parachute. So that things are considerations are required. So a monthly basis of the 60 to 70% of their previous earnings, and they are able to get another then where they can earn at least 70% of the previous earnings. So lot of from the employee side is also calculated how much they are benefiting or not. So their total earning will be 30 to 40% higher. So then things are there. See, the cost analysis benefit parts, there's a two way. One is from the, you have to see from the employer point of view, and at the same time you have to cost analyze what is there from the employee's point of view. Both the point of view you have to consider it and see it. Then it will be very successful VRS scheme. We can so-called, we can say it is a good VRS schemes. The employer is also happy and the employee is also happy. That type of situation and analysis is also required. Then another part is community is also affected because where the sizing of the communities, where suddenly the downsizing the VRS scheme, cost of the community is also there, degenerations and the consequential spread of the unemployment. Suddenly, maybe there are 50 employees are staying particular on locations, and they all are in VRS scheme under the VRS schemes. And it means every time you will get the job, it may not be possible, but suddenly that 50% employees are jobless. We can say it. So that it is degenerations and the spread of the unemployment is also. So it will social unrest and the law of the other is another problems will be there. So it is a community. The another part, there are three cost analysis benefit parts. First of all, you have to see the cost analysis part from the organization point of view, employees point of view, and again another part is the community point of view also you have to see. So it should not affect in the social system also. Suddenly you can create unemployment suddenly. The social unrest will be there. So lot of things are there. And finally, the scheme can be. Then legal aspect is also there. Because to retrenchment or the reduce the workforce that the employees discussion, the discussion by the employer discussions. So your compliance with the certain procedures and the compensation as per the law. But prior approval of the government is mandatory, is mandated by the law. That's why I'm putting in the red color. So prior approval of the government is mandated by the law. So some of the legal aspect is also there. That area also you have to consider during your lunch the VRS schemes. Negotiate with the workers, unions, and arrive at an agreed plan of actions. So again, so there are a lot of steps are there. If the questions come, what are the procedures for the VRS schemes? Then you have to explain everything. Cost analysis part, the corporate part, and community aspect part, employer part, legal aspect part. All these things are falling under the schemes part. So this is the way. Now I'm trying to cover up the block 4, the reward management. There are voluntary retirement schemes and bonus, and your inflation, whatever the things. I'm trying to all the part in order to try to cover up the block 4. So in the next, I can give you the review in the next sessions. Complete your compensation and reward package. There are 4 blocks. So I will to give you some review of all the 4 blocks those who have not attended or not listened earlier so classes. So I think in the next class I will give you overall review of all the blocks and some of the question answer sessions also. Questions will be displayed. What type of questions are normally coming in the things that we have to discuss in the next sessions. So okay, thank you very much. Namaste. Thank you.